Hey yogis, I'm Nicole. Welcome back to My Yoga Time. Today I have another short yoga snack for you to help bring a little more mindfulness to your day. I've got 2 blocks for this practice, but you can certainly do this class without those blocks. When you're ready, we'll begin in our reclined butterfly pose, Supta Baddha Konasana. So once you lay yourself down, bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees fall out wide. You have the option here of placing 1 block under each leg for a little extra support. Feel free to keep the arms by your side, palms facing the ceiling, and tucking those shoulders under. Otherwise, if your shoulders permit, take the arms above the head. You might like to hold opposite elbows with the hands. Or close the eyes down. Softening the forehead. And gently placing the very tip of your tongue where the teeth meet the roof of the mouth. And do your best to keep the tongue in this position for the entire class. So the jaw is relaxed, though we're starting to gently tone through the back of the throat for Ujjayi breath. So creating a little constriction there if you can. As you inhale, begin to notice the navel rising, expanding as you breathe down into the hips and thighs. And as you exhale, gently draw the navel in towards the spine. Feel the breath move the body. And can you witness the next 3 breaths without the mind chatter distracting you? And after your 3rd breath, float those arms back down by your side if they were overhead. We'll turn the palms to face down now. Press the feet together and push the outside blades of the feet down into the mat. We'll lift the hips up into a variation of our bridge pose. Continue to feel the breath in the front side of the body. And exhale to lower down. You can use those hands, help those knees come back together. Lifting up the feet now, placing the hands on the knees. Push the hands into the knees and try and pull the knees back into the hands. And relax those hands, let the feet hang. Exhale to bend the elbows. Inhale to straighten the arms. Next time you inhale, we'll realign those knees above the hips, keeping a bend through the backs of the legs. A little bit of core here. Imprint your lower back into the mat. Firm the lower belly. Ladies, lift pelvic floor, so we're looking to engage Mula Bandha. Lift the upper body off the mat. So option 1, you'll stay here. A little stronger if you want to interlace the hands behind the head. We'll take our yogi bicycles. Straighten the right leg, cross the right arm to the outside of the left leg. Come back to center. Left arm crosses. Try not to let the knees come in front of the hips because there you are switching off your core. And And come back to center. Take a hold of the left leg, lower down. Move the hips just a touch to the left, and then we'll twist left knee over to the right. And you've got your block there for support if you need. Deepen your twist by deepening your breath. Option to stay as you are, otherwise we'll take a little quad stretch. See if you can move your right leg back, bend the knee and reach for the foot. If you need to lighten that, you can always prop your head up a little bit higher on the hands. Focusing the breath down the right side of the body. And releasing on your next exhalation, let's return to your back. We'll take that twist on the other side, draw the right knee in. And take it over to the left. Feel free to stay there. Otherwise, moving your left leg back, bending the knee and taking a hold of the foot. Again, if you need to lighten the pose, prop the head up with your hand. And on your next exhalation, release the foot, roll onto your left side and push yourself all the way up. Coming into your tabletop position. So just have those blocks at the top of the mat. And then positioning those hands under shoulders, fingers nice and wide, we'll tuck the toes under. Inhale into your back bend, exhale to round. Either staying here or including your downward facing dog, rounding the spine, and then moving the hips up and back. Hold there as you inhale, and then exhale, knees return to the mat. Let's do one more. And this time we'll hold our downward facing dog. Feel free to walk out the legs if you're feeling tight through the hamstrings. Take your time, make sure you're walking the legs and not running. And when you're ready, you can walk those feet up to the top of the mat. So bring those blocks over now. Inhale halfway up and then exhale to fold. While you're down here, I want you to cross your right leg behind your left leg so that the pinky toes are next to each other. So most of us will feel better with the blocks here, but you can always have your hands on the floor. So your back leg is your right leg, it's straight. Make sure you engage the quad and pull up the kneecap. You don't want to hyperextend through that knee. And your front leg can bend. Either staying here or a little deeper if you walk your hands over to the left. Breathing into the outer hip and down the outside of the leg, coming into that IT band. Let's return to center. Press the feet together as you reverse swan dive to come up. Taking a side bend here, left hand takes the right wrist, lift up and lean over. And let's return to center, swan dive. Uncross the legs, change sides. Engage the left quad. Either stay there or walk your hands over to the right. Remember to breathe into the outer right hip and the outer leg. Where attention goes, energy flows. Let's return to center. Reverse swan dive. Right hand takes the left wrist this time, lifting up and leaning over. And let's come back to center. Release, uncross those legs. Coming into a balance pose now. If this pose is not an option for you, you can always take your chair pose, so keeping those feet hip width apart, bending the knees to lower down. Otherwise, weight into the right foot, lift the left knee, left ankle to the right knee, and then bend, take a seat. So here we want to engage the shoulders as well. So gently press the palms together, draw the shoulders down. Taking the breath again into the outer hip. Now you might choose to stay as you are. If you're quite supple through the hips and you can fold forward, feel free to do so. The blocks are just there, or you can always come to the floor. So this will take the balance out of the pose, but you'll feel it a little more deeply in the outer hip. So just taking the variation that your body says yes to. And if you folded forward, let's come back up. Lifting that left knee, we'll take a very brief warrior 3. Reach the left leg back before lowering down warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. So nice deep bend in that right knee. We'll turn the palms to face up for this one. As you inhale, straighten the leg, bring the fingertips to touch, and exhale to lower. So this third one will stay down. Taking the left arm back into the space behind you. Flip the palms over. Connect index finger and thumb, so chin mudra. Then roll the wrists and roll the shoulders forward and down. Lower the hands down, interlace the fingers. A little back bend here as you lift the heart. Keep pressing into both feet. Option 1, stay upright. Option 2, fold forward on the inside of the leg. Drishti to your big toe. And let's release, lower the hands down, frame the foot. Step it back into your downward facing dog. Option 1, hold your downward facing dog. Option 2, you can come into a flow, moving forward into plank position. Slight tuck of the tailbone and round the upper back and shoulders. Be sure to brush the elbows into the ribs as you come all the way down. Inhale, baby cobra, gently guiding the hands back. Exhale to lower, return to plank and downward facing dog. Step up to the top of the mat. Inhale halfway. Exhale to fold. Reverse swan dive. Hands to the heart, lifting the right leg. One-legged chair on this side now. Bending the left knee. Option 1, staying here. Option 2, fold forward. Look for the blocks or the floor. And let's return to center. Lifting right knee up. Brief warrior 3. Warrior 2. Flip those palms up. Inhale. And exhale. Staying in the warrior 2 this time, turning those palms over. Connecting index finger and thumbs, roll the wrists, roll the shoulders forward and down. Try and move the elbows back a little here. Lower hands behind you, interlace the fingers, find that back bend. Either stay here or if the hips permit, fold forward. See if the knuckles can point up towards the ceiling. And let's release. Hands come down, step it back, downward facing dog. So we'll take a little twist here. Some of you might need to walk the feet in a little closer and even take them a little wider. Others will feel okay where you are. Right hand's going to take a hold of the left leg. You might be at the thigh, the knee, or even down towards the ankle. Find a little leverage there as you look under your armpit. And let's change sides. And we'll lower those knees down to the mat. Coming into a seated position now. So we'll take your right leg out on a 45-degree angle, sole of the left foot to meet the thigh. If you need to support this knee and hip, you can always position a block underneath the knee. To help with your stability here, gently press the foot into the thigh, thigh into the foot. Left arm up. Let's lean over to the right. Now you can either rest your hand comfortably on that leg, or if you can reach the foot, palm faces up, then take a hold of the big toe knuckle. If this left shoulder is not happy, hand can come to the low back instead. Well done. Next inhalation, lifting up. We'll take a baby wild thing, send those hips forward. And exhale to lower. Just push your left foot out a little and then cross right leg in front of the left. So you're stacking the feet underneath the knees. Option 1 is here. Option 2, if it's available for you, place the right foot on top of the left knee. Now, if your hips are really tight, you can always sit up on the block and that will feel so much better. So flexing the feet here, sending the feet in the opposite direction. Option 1, stay upright. Option 2, folding forward, allowing the back to round. Breathing into the lower back and the hips. Feel free to stay in the center, or you can bring a little side bend in, walk the hands over to the left. And either staying there or final variation, if you can, we'll take a twist. Place the right elbow in the sole of the foot, hands come to prayer. And let's release. Well done, yogis. Lean back. Change sides. Left leg out on that 45-degree angle. Create that little bit of resistance, that little lock or bandha between sole of the foot and the thigh. Move into your side bend when you're ready. Either comfortably resting that left hand down or palm facing up, taking the big toe knuckle. Inhale to lift up. Baby wild thing, send those hips forward. And lower down. So again, we'll move that right foot out, cross the left leg in front. So fire log pose, stacking feet and knees together or foot on top of the knee. Flexing the feet and sending them in the opposite direction, staying upright or folding forward. If you're looking for that side bend, walk your hands over towards the right. Either staying there or taking the elbow to the sole of the foot. And let's release those hands down, come back to center. Uncrossing those legs, you might even like to move the knees from side to side. Either continue with that motion, or if it's available for you, just comfortably crossing the legs at the ankles now, and we'll find a little back bend. So lift the heart, either staying there or rolling onto the knees, lifting up the bottom and dropping the head back. And let's lower down. So we'll close our practice in a seated position, just a little pranayama here. So you can either stay as you are with those legs comfortably crossed, you can elevate the hips, sit yourself up on the block, or you might like to come into a kneeling position or even your hero pose. So wherever you are, make sure your spine is nice and straight. It really doesn't matter what happens with the legs, just ensure the spine is straight and you're comfortable. Taking Dhyani Mudra today, we're going to place left palm on top of the right, create a little bowl with your hands and connect those thumbs, tips of the thumbs. Rest the hands on your lap and close the eyes down. Forehead is relaxed. Tip of the tongue is still placed where the teeth meet the roof of the mouth. Ujjayi breath. Can you hear the sound of your breath roll over the back of your throat? And ever so slightly, just drop the chin a touch, but lift the crown of the head, and then feel as though you're leaning back just a little. Shoulders will relax down the spine. As you inhale, feel the breath descend from the crown of the head to the tailbone. When you get there, pause and then engage Mula Bandha, so a little tone around the genitals. It's an upward, inward lift. Keep that bandha switched on as you exhale. Feel the out-breath ascend from the tailbone to the crown of the head. And with your next in-breath, relax those muscles. Be soft, receptive. Breath descends. Pause, engage. Out-breath ascends. Let's bring those hands to prayer at the heart center. Then raise the hands to the third eye center for clarity of thought. Fingertips lower to the lips for purity and honesty in our speech. And hands to the heart center for love and compassion in all that we do. Wishing you a lovely day, yogis. Namaste.